The Chinese aviation industry has grown at an impressive pace in recent years, driven by the abolishment of a minimum fare and high economic growth. Passenger numbers have soared. These factors have created an opportunity for new players to enter the market. With air travel depressed in most of Europe's and North American markets due to the pandemic, Chinese air traffic is currently the world's highest. Throughout the years, the airline industry in China has remained dominated by the three national carriers. However, low-cost carriers have grown at a rapid pace since the early 2000s. Almost 660 million passengers flew in China in 2019, double that of 2012. This impressive growth trajectory has been driven by international travel, which has more than doubled since 2015, growing by 14% in 2018 alone. However, the largest portion of air traffic remains domestic at 90%. Some companies are capitalizing on this rapidly developing market, creating new airlines. As a result, capacity has risen faster than demand, thereby reducing yields and profitability. The big three carriers, Air China, China Eastern, and China Southern, have lagged behind the newly created low-cost carriers. Foreign airlines flying to China also haven't really benefited from Chinese market growth. Not only have they lost market share to their Chinese competitors, but they also faced lower profitability. The three state carriers have strongly dominated the industry both domestically and internationally. All three have had similar financial performance. But a lot has changed in the last decade. The big three lost nearly 20% of both domestic and international market share to their smaller rivals. Additionally, their profit margins have remained contracted despite the booming market, averaging roughly 5 to 7% in the past years. The new competitive landscape begins to weigh on their business models. In 2015, only 12 Chinese airlines were offering international flights. Now there are 29. The number of carriers operating international long-haul flights grew threefold in just 5 years and currently stands at 12. This new airline explosion has been driven mainly by new airlines starting hubs in smaller Chinese cities, as well as the emergence of the low-cost model in China. A decade ago, low-cost airlines had roughly 1% of the total market share, and now they account for 15%. In the last 4 years, 14 new airlines expanded their operations into the international market, many of which operate on a low-cost model. Notably, low-cost Spring Airlines has become the fourth largest airline by international capacity in China. It now offers 6 million international seats annually, almost 700% more than in 2012. It has an all-Airbus fleet of almost 100 aircraft and has one of the highest profit margins among budget airlines in Asia, almost 16%. Altogether, the next few years will be critical for the market. Looking for a strong recovery following the pandemic, it could be an exciting time for Chinese operations. What are your thoughts on the Chinese airline industry? Let us know what you think in the comment section. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to the Simple Flying channel and be sure to click the notification bell.